Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 1st Edition, Reign of Winter, our icy, Russian-inspired adventure, which features these wonderful and amazing Patreons who support my channel, help me keep the lights on, and do all these cool, fun, fucking amazing things. Guys, say hello to the people at home.
Hello.
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 Yeah, it's so good to see you all, or at least most of you. It's good to see Neil's face. Hi, Neil.
Hi.
Now, for those of you who don't know what we're doing here, we are playing a tabletop role-playing game, a game in which I take on the titular role of the narrator, arbiter of rules, and of course, game master. Following me are these lovely and amazing players who take on the role of the protagonists of the adventure as they embark on various tales and use their wits, their guiles, and characters in order to overcome the myriad of challenges that they are about to face. But more on those challenges in a moment. Before we kick off, we have, of course, our sponsors to thank for today's episode. We, of course, have a number of people who help make us look as good as we do, and we invite you guys to go and check them out. We have Hero Forge for the wonderful art you see on stream here. All the character tokens, all the miniatures that you see are made using an amazing 3D model making software that allows you to create, design, and make your very own characters, and then have them 3D printed and shipped to you anywhere in the world. Look at them. And they're freaking amazing. Very, very cool, so go check those out. We then have Sirenscape, who I forgot to renew my sponsorship, and go check them out anyway. All the sound effects that should be in this episode, but aren't, would normally come from Sirenscape, which is an amazing soundscaping engine that allows you to help immerse your players into the world of the game. Yeah, my bad. I should send an email to them. It's not their fault. It's me. Every year I need to send them a big email about how the channel's doing and all this other stuff. And please, please, please sponsor me. I didn't. I forgot. And that is on me. But they're still awesome, and I'm giving them this freebie episode because, you know, they are still cool. Then, of course, we have Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice, which, of course, allows me to connect to all my lovely players overseas and all around the place and get to do... and honestly, a VTT like this does so much of the heavy lifting, so I can focus on what really matters, telling a good story and role-playing with my players. Jazz, how was my weekend away? Amazing. Thank you so much for asking. For those of you who don't know, we've had a few days away for my partner's birthday. We went down to the country. It was beautiful. It was picturesque. She got me and about 9 of our other friends this huge, massive place out in the country. It was raining in like a good way because it was very peaceful. We had a fireplace, did a massive barbecue, and I cooked like tons of food, and we ran some Pathfinder, actually. I ran a game filled with goblins because my partner loves goblins. And then, yeah, played a bunch of games, watched a bunch of movies, watched the Demon Slayer movie because that's one of her favorites, and she likes to cry for some reason. Yeah, so that's what we did. We did all this stuff. It was very, very cool and very, very well needed. And I kind of got to the end of the whole experience of being away for the weekend, and I kind of had this moment of oh God, I've done the thing. I've been working so hard that everything is tensed and tightened up, and now that I've relaxed, I'm oh no, all that effort to turn myself into this tiny ball of stress is gone. Now I have to start my ball of stress from scratch. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, no, it was really cool. Thank you for asking. Yes. As you can probably tell, we are very interactive with our chat, and that is not something that goes unnoticed, because, you know, hey, you're here live, we're here with you, you talk to us, we talk to you, that's how it works. And speaking of talking to us, let's turn the ball over now to my lovely players to tell you about the characters that they're going to be playing so you know what is going to be embarking on today's session, starting with none other than our amazing and wonderful friend, Kyrie, played by the amazing Calendria.
Hello.
Hello.
How is you, Dag?
That is good.
Good. Good is good.
But could Contraya be better?
Indeed. Yes, sorry. I'm Calendria. I play Kyrie, the Rat Folk Slayer, former assassin, follower of Norgorber, White Rider to the Baba Yaga, and Rat Folk trying desperately to GTFO.
Brilliant. Then, of course, we have playing the role of Bectrin the Dwarven Brawler, Mr. Game and Art, a.k.a. Lucas.
Hello. Yes, I'm Lucas, Mr. Game and Art. Bectrin is also trying to GTFO currently, and got a sweet new item at the end of last session to help with that, hopefully. So yeah, we got the crown, and we're piecing the fuck out. That's what we're doing.
Freaking love that. And then next up, we have playing the role of Private Henry Allen, the wonderful and amazing Marcus, the storyteller.
Yep. Hello, I'm Marcus, playing Private Henry Allen, who is currently in a indestructible cocoon because Cookie decided that was the best way to heal him. I am in permanent stasis for the next week. Yay!
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, yeah, you are. Yeah, I did that. I got nothing to say about it. I mean, yeah, it's what I did.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. All right, and last but certainly not least, playing the role of Makar, the Arcane Archer, we have none other than the wonderful and amazing Neil from Immersion Diversion.
Yes, hello. Yeah, so Makar, the SMR Magus, and he is currently also getting the GTFO while riding Vectrin's back, casting all the magic on Vectrin to help him out.
Yes, indeed.
She's like, go, go, go.
All right, and that is our lovely group of individuals.
No, back pretty quick.
It is. All right. All right. Now, before we kick off, we have one last thing to, one last person to thank, and that is, of course, our lovely and wonderfully amazing group of audience members who came and joined us for today's session. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show and inspiring me to continue to make these amazing episodes and have a great time with, of course, my wonderful and amazing cast. Thank you, we love to invite you to come behind the GM screen to have a bit of fun with us while we play, starting off with a number of rewards that you earn just from watching the show. As you watch the show, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time in order to influence the game while we play. They can do things like give inspiration to my players, insights into clues that they may not have noticed, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine intervention, and healing, and much, much more. All these cool things are available at the touch of a button. So, hey, if you subscribe as well, you earn channel points quicker. Then, of course, we have monetary donations that go towards the DAG survival check for the month. These survival checks basically help me keep the lights on and help me do all the cool stuff that I do. So if you do have some disposable income and want to help the DAG out, there are some tangible rewards here. So, starting off with our $5 reward. For $5, you can donate to give either my players one of these little red marks that are hero points, or me one of these little purple marks. These are Jinx points. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for nonsense, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks I have in front of me. The first deck is a deck of narrative plot twists, which I use in order to influence the game while I change up the story, using these story elements as a bit of inspiration to change the tale as we go. Now, I do have a couple that are still in the midst here. I believe, unless I am sorely mistaken, what are our plot twists that we still have in place? We have, I've got it listed here somewhere. We have the Pride and Festering Insult plot twists. So they are still in effect. Whereas we have another one for Friday, which is fine. So yes, cool. Got those two. Bam. So they are in effect. So we've still got them active. And the second deck that I will draw from, the second deck that is available for the $10 reward is the deck of Heroic Actions, which is a free superpower for a player of your choosing, and it serves as a hero point as well. So, there's that too. We then have our $20 donation, which is the coveted golden natural 20. All my players are loaded up, but if you want to buy some nat 20s for DAG, you can absolutely do that. For $50, you can get one of 3 different rewards. The first is a magic item to a player of your choosing. The second is to increase the difficulty of an encounter the group is facing by quite a sizable margin, or you can have them draw from the infamous Occultish Harrow deck, where we read their fortune and provide the group with a unique buff and the potential to fulfill prophecy through their gameplay. So yes, those 3 awards are available as well. Then we have our $100 secret menu item. The $100 secret menu item is a huge bonus. A massive thanks comes from this. And here is what the bonus is. Now, Makar, you are an archer of great renown and great notoriety. However, the techniques that are stolen and lost to the ages are now before you, as you are dealing with a series of undead known as Bodak. For the purposes of this, you will learn a secret technique of archery from the Bodak that will involve a number of different trick shots that you'll be able to make, and we'll add them to your repertoire as free class skills.
Whoa.
The person who donates this will also get to decide the nature of a few of them as well. So I've got a couple of ideas which I haven't locked in yet, but I'll be discussing it with the donator, and we'll be giving you a few class abilities for it. So that is our $100 secret menu item for the game. Cool? Cool? We all good?
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
so cool.
All right, we do have a donation, a $30 donation from our friend Schooly Eye, because of course we do, you bloody beautiful legend, you. Schooly Eye has donated $30 for a nat 20 for Dag and 2 Jinx points. Ah!
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've been enduring so many plot twists. It finally feels nice to have, like, it's like, oh my god, I get toys to play with in today's game. A very special welcome to our first time chatter, Rip Pebble. Do you think you guys will ever find the path? That's a good question. Do you guys think you'll ever find the path?
I think there's multiple paths we can never choose to go down.
I'm just gonna say no.
No, never find the path. Yeah, fair.
Will Kyrie ever find that damn dog from session 1?
We have not
Exactly.
found that fucking dog. Oh my
No.
god. That
That's
poor
a
little
path we'll
girl.
never find.
Yeah.
That poor
Or maybe
little
we'll
girl
find
will
it.
never get her
Gosh.
dog back.
What about you, Lucas? Lucas, path found? Yay, nay? What do you feel? Feeling good? Feeling findy pathy?
I mean, I feel like we'll find many paths. It's just a question of whether any of them are the correct one.
That's true. And you know what? Technically speaking, none of you guys are clerics, so, you don't have this person who can help you find Jesus. That's just not going to happen. All right. Enough talk. Well, actually, more talk, but, let's get into today's game. So, without any further ado, we return once more to a small and pocket dimension within the dancing hut of the Baba Yaga, where our 4 heroes now attempt to try and free the Baba Yaga herself from her captive prison inside of the Marishoka doll. A prison created by her son Rasputin in a plot to try and help her daughter, the Queen of Irisen, named Ilvana, to rule over Galerion with a frozen and icy fist. But thankfully, our heroes, each representing the heralds of the Baba Yaga, have been set upon a quest to free her and return her back to their lands so that the world may be set right before it is too late. After arriving in the Grandmother's Cauldron, a chamber within the Baba Yaga's hut, our heroes were met by a strange and mysterious dryad who told our heroes that there are a number of tasks they need to reconsolidate the Baba Yaga's power so that she may free herself and set things in motion. The first was the defeat of a creature known as a Catoblepus and the bathing of her prison in the blood of the creature. After doing so, the first layer of the Marishoka doll popped open, revealing the second Baba Yaga doll. This one would only be now set free if our heroes could manage to take the crown belonging to an old and forgotten ally of the Baba Yaga, who had betrayed her by cussing her out in front of her. This individual, Queen Bremagia, was cursed to live in an undead citadel where her empire was doing nothing but rotting and she was forced to do nothing but watch. After breaking into the fortress known as Vashlik, our heroes managed to acquire the crown as Bektrin, now enlarged by the magic provided to him by his teammates, snatched the crown from atop her head and is now running for his dear fucking life. Along with the rest of the group. Private Allen, who nearly met his demise, was protected by Cookie, our group's chef/healer, put into a insectoid cocoon for safety, which Bektrin is now carrying along with Makar to safety, while Kyrie is attempting to flee along with Cookie back outside of the walls so that the undead cannot follow. Does that sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, without any further ado, with a little bit more further ado, should I say, Cookiemon Steve, you bloody legend, you. Thank you so much for the $100 secret menu item donation. You absolute freaking legend. Makar, we will give you your first 2 new class features right now.
Ooh.
The first class feature you have is called the Sturdy Arrow. The Sturdy Arrow allows you to use your arrows that you fire from your bow as immovable rods.
Oh.
You may place them and activate them at any point during their trajectory in order to create a non-moving platform, non-moving pillar, pole, arrow, for 1 minute. It can support up to 500 pounds of weight without dislodging, and requires a strength check to move should someone wish to kind of push it forward. So that's your first arrow or first technique.
I guess it still uses the arrows that I have in my inventory, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The second technique is called firing leap, where instead of you launching the arrow in a distance, you will launch the arrow at your feet, propelling yourself in a straight line at a distance equal to your first range increment.
Oh, damn. Okay.
This is, however, a full round action, and bear in mind,
Okay.
it does not come with any means of slowing yourself down. So it will count as fall damage, effectively, depending on how you land. For example, if you shoot straight up, you're going 120 foot up. But if you aim like 60 foot, you'll leap 60 foot, but you might take some damage from that. So we'll play that one by ear. So those are the first 2 powers you get. So there you go. And then the other three shots that you're going to be making will come after I have a chat with Cookie.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, which reminds me, I should also make a note of that. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Sorry. Okay, discuss 3 new arrow tricks for Neil Reign of Winter. Boom, done. Okay, cool. All right, so we now return. Behind Bektrin, as he is holding the others and charging through the door, is this large hand that is now interposed between Queen Bremagir and the retreaters. However, several Bodak, several Baycocks, these undead archers, have made their way from the previous room, funneled in, and are now ready to launch a series of attacks at both Bektrin and Makar. There are 6 of these, so you're going to get 3 shots each. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So. 1, 2, and 3.
Ouch.
All right. Oh my god. Okay, Makar, you get hit by 1 of these arrows. However, 1 of them does critically fumble, so give me a number between 1 to 5.
5.
5? All right. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So you take 10 damage from the 1 arrow that hits you. The other one, however, is simply a bad alignment, and the archer just simply has penalties on his attacks for the next following round. The other archers begin to shoot at the large dwarven figure, cocking arrows and launching one after the other. One whizzes past and manages to strike you in the arm. The other over your head and misses, hitting the wall behind you. The other striking your side, Bectrin, as 2 arrowheads manage to find their strikes against you, dealing 22 points of damage. Not a great deal, but nonetheless still troublesome as you are trying to maneuver onward. Meanwhile, as Cookie enters the larger chamber, Cookie undergoes a volley of archer shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not going to roll 10 times. I'm going to roll once, and Cookie's going to deal with it. All right, here we go. All right. All of a sudden, the twang of the bow pierces the silence. Cookie's got a bad feeling about this. And there are 10 shots heading at Cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's make it 5. Let's not make it all 10. 5 shots for the first volley. The second volley of attacks. Yeah, it still hits him. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cookie's down.
Oh no.
4. Cookie's dead. 5.
Oh, shit.
As Cookie is riddled with arrows, you hear this.
Oh, no.
You hear this. And as he sort of starts to drift downwards, he starts to move his arm and he looks over at Kyrie and says, I think I left the oven on.
Oh no.
As Cookie falls backwards, his eyes wide open, blood pouring from his wounds.
Oh crap.
All right, Henry.
It's just there's a reason I stopped inside the store. There's a reason I stopped inside the store. There is a reason.
And what was that reason? Was that reason because, Cookie managed to take all the damage so you guys could go free?
so I don't get riddled with arrows, Dag.
You mean with your 200 something hit points or 300 something hit points?
Yeah, but I also don't want to kill the people attached to me. I'd feel so bad.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, you enjoy your max hit points at 300. Cookie is now dead. Henry, inside of the insect cocoon that you find yourself in, it's warm and safe. You feel embraced by a gooey hug. You feel your body regenerating. You feel safe. You know that sciatica that you had? Gone. The hangnail you had in your foot? Gone. Everything is just super peachy keen. You're here for a while, but you know what? You feel pretty good. Is there any lingering ailments you want to tell the audience about?
No, I'm just trapped in here with the little spider in my head.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Who-
The spiders.
Who is discussing very disturbing stuff like crawling back into his mother's egg sack.
Shit. Well, technically, you've crawled into an egg sack, so I mean, All right, then to Queen Bremegear. She sees the interposed hand. You think? Actually, I can't remember. Was that her voice? Was she very raspy? When she
Yes.
was. Yeah.
She was dead.
Yeah.
She is now. All right. She's raspy now.
You think such trivial tricks will keep me from my crown? Think again. She stretches her hand out. Ah, how mean. I could be mean, but I don't want to be mean.
Yes, you do.
I do. Because it's the interposing hand. Neil, does the interposing hand block spells?
It has it gives cover, which is a +4 AC against the opponent.
Sure.
Let's see. Here's the spell if you want to look at it on there. It says,
Thank you.
yeah. It says regardless of where you move or how the opponent tries to get around it, providing cover. Nothing can fool the hand. It sticks with the selected opponent in spite of darkness, invisibility, polymorphing, any other attempt to hide or disguise. Does not pursue. The interposing hand is 10 feet long and about that wide with its fingers outstretched. It has as many hit points as you do when you're undamaged. So right now it has 112. And it has an AC of 20. It takes damage as a normal creature, but most magical effects that don't cause damage do not affect it.
Okay. Very well. In which case, Wall of Ice. Bectrin, the door in front of you freezes over.
Amazing.
No.
I love that. That's great.
I thought you'd like that. Now, there are some details for Wall of Ice. Firstly, the spell creates an anchor point with a hemisphere or a plane of ice, in this case a plane of ice. Its surface is smooth and unbroken. Adjacent to the wall, you must make a reflex save as the wall is being formed in order to try and disrupt it. If you successfully make the save, you can smash your way through it before it's fully formed. However, if you fail to do so, the ice will indeed potentially freeze you in place, requiring a strength check for you to break free of your current position and deal you damage while you are adjacent to it. So, reflex saves. Henry, you do not need to make one. We're going to put you in the same category as Bectrin. If Bectrin makes it, then you make it. But Neil Makar will need to do his own.
Yep. How many? Just the one?
Just the one reflex save. Yeah, that's right.
I don't have any hero points, so I can't reroll that.
Dang. Bectrin,
Yeah.
you smash your way through.
Can
But
I use my
Makar-
nat 20?
Can you use your nat 20? You can if you'd like.
Yeah. I want to stay on Bectrin's back.
You want to use the nat 20? You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why?
No, you can. I'm not saying no. Just, just checking. So, all right. With the natural 20,
Yeah.
Bectrin, as the ice begins to
So
close
30.
up and Makar's leg gets caught by the ice as it sort of starts creeping up his leg, you reach through it with one arm, grab him by the shirt, and smash him by force through the wall. But now you do have cover behind you.
And the hand technically does move, so it's in between us the whole time. So
Well, it can't
Like,
pass through the wall
I
of
know.
ice. So it's
Yeah.
just there now. And you hear the queen say, "After them, you fools! Bring them back! Get my crown!" Bectrin, it is your turn. You hear the angry yelling coming from behind the ice.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running, and I'm gonna see Kyrie there, and I'm very confused as to why she's not still running. So I'm gonna yell out, "Go, go! We need to fucking go!"
Kyria?
And I have a lot of movement. I have like 100 feet of movement or something ridiculous like that. So unless she says something, I'm gonna keep going.
I don't imagine you can grab Cookie. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, I
Cookie's
mean, I
done.
can put my car down.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, like
put me
grab
down,
him
grab-
like, with a free hand and drag that man if you need
Actually,
to.
yeah, I could probably carry all three of them. Honestly, let's fucking do this.
All right. So you burst through the door, and you can see Cookie is definitely on the ground, looking like he is some sort of knife holder with just dozens of arrows just riddled through his body. With one hand, you kind of like scoop him up and you kind of tuck him under one arm. You've got the cocoon in the other arm, and Makar is actually holding on to you, not so much,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just on your back.
Am I
so
allowed to
it's-
move as well, or am I waiting?
It's not your turn, so no,
Okay,
you'll
cool.
have to wait.
Yep, that's what I wasn't sure of.
Actually, no, you can't. Sorry. Yep. Okay.
Yep, you good.
So where are you going from here? What is your move speed?
It's like 100 feet now.
100 foot? Okay, so that'll get you
Yeah.
to about there.
Perfect.
Okay. Makar, you're up next.
All right. Kiri, what's your move speed right now?
40.
Okay. I am going to aim a. I think I've got a bludgeoning arrow. One sec, or not like a smoke arrow. Yeah, I've got 8 smoke arrows. So I'm gonna take one of my smoke arrows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast a touch spell on it
Mm-hmm.
and shoot Kyrie with the touch spell.
Make your
it's
attack.
yeah. And I'm going to be doing so that you know which spell I'm casting. I'm going to be casting fly on her.
Okay. I'm also going to remind you, Neil, that a bow is a two-handed weapon.
Can I sit on his shoulder?
No.
Oh, but he's a large. Okay,
He
fine.
is.
I guess I will get off of Vectrin as a move action. But can I do that? Like, actually, I forgot I gotta get my map open so I can jump off him where I want to jump up. One moment. Come on, map. There we go.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I have just the sneakiest
I'm gonna jump
suspicion.
off him down here, so I'm underneath
Okay.
the railing, and I'm going to shoot. The doors are open, right? Where Kyrie is now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hit her with a smoke arrow, so it doesn't do damage unless you say it does damage.
No, it's a smoke arrow. Yep.
Okay, but yeah, I will hit her with it. 28.
Okay.
Yeah, my AC is shit, so.
Very well.
All right, so I hit you with a smoke arrow as you go 5 feet of smoke on you, and I with that touch spell, because the bow lets me cast my touch spells on you, or on people. Fly.
All right. You now have the fly spell.
Can't
Wait.
teleport, but nothing's about fly.
All right.
There we
Kyrie,
go.
you're up.
Cool. What I know fly makes you fly further, go
you have
further.
a-
But
60-foot move speed. Are you wearing medium armor or is it light armor you have?
that's a good question. Give me a second.
If it's medium or heavy, you have 40-foot move speed. Otherwise, you have a 60-foot.
I have light.
Yeah, so you have a 60-foot move speed instead of a 40-foot regular speed.
I mean,
Unless you want
I think
still, but
I think we know Dag I'm attempting to run the fuck out of here.
Sure. Not a problem. All right. 60 foot will get you here. If you wish to double move, you may.
I definitely do. Yes.
All right. 120 foot will get you there.
Thank you.
All right. You fly as Kyrie whooshes past you and makes their way. Cookie is there. He's unconscious.
Is there?
Yep. All right. I just need to use this real quick.
Where is broken off? Because obviously I wouldn't just keep running, and I don't remember what got crumbled.
All that middle section there. Pretty much everything that's cracked is gone.
Cool.
Okay. The Baycocks begin their move. So, let's see, 30, 40. So they're making their way to here as a double move. These guys are going to open fire.
Ooh.
So that is 10 attacks and 3 targets. So everyone's going to get 3, and then someone's going to get the lucky last one. I'm going to do 1 attack for each set of 3, just because it's going to be
How
easier
are the
that way.
ones that are on the thing above him going to hit him? Any of them?
He's large, and they're on his back.
How large is large?
You see how, like, only one square is undercover and the rest of him isn't?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that.
get harder because they have to look there. You told me it was like slits, so they have to look down and turned, which they can't do.
Oh,
if
no,
it's
no,
just
sorry,
slit.
sorry. No, the slits are on the, yeah, so these slits are still enough for them to actually aim with full, thing. The only place they can't aim is that dark area around underneath where they are.
I'm just saying they'd have to like lean forward. The guy on the far right there would have to lean forward, and he can't do that if it's slitted
Which one,
to
this
be
guy?
able to see where Vectrin is. No, no, no. The guy along that wall on the right. Oh God, I don't know what the ping is. Hold on.
Spacebar and then left double,
That guy.
that guy? I mean, yeah, he can hit that square pretty easily.
Right. If he could lean forward. Also, he's being held, so he would technically be in front of where Vectrin is, not behind him.
No, the Vectrin's been holding everyone behind on his back. Is how he's been holding him.
Cookie and Makar are under my arms. I'm sorry,
I actually
Cookie
got
and
yeah.
Marcus are under my arms.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Makar got off and should be under there now.
Okay. Valid point. Let's see.
So theoretically, I should be the only one that's able to be hit easily.
Fair. I mean,
Cookie would have pretty much my entire body protected him.
I mean, an honorable sacrifice. I was gonna split it amongst you to actually take it easy on you, but very well. All of them will instead
good.
attack Vectrin. All right. That is a 1. That is a 2 with a crit, possibly.
Ooh.
Not confirmed. Okay, thank God. That is a 3. Okay, so 1 lot of 3 misses, and this is our straggler, who will also miss. Okay, so you have 6 attacks coming your way. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh.
All right.
good.
Good is operative. The series of attacks that rain down on you, you notice that there is a necrotic feeling to them as well. I need you to make me 6 fortitude saves.
Ooh, all right.
Cookie died before he could feel these. You're fine with that first one? Let's keep going. Still good?
Ugh.
Not good. Do you want to hear a point that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I'm going to count the 28 as a second one, not the reroll. So
Okay.
that's also a failure.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's re-roll that first one. So this one's the first hero point use. So this is re-rolling the 22.
That's not great.
Ooh.
Okay, that does not help you, which means the other ones are not important. So your body begins to stiffen. Actually, unless you want to use the nat 20. I'll tell you what it does. Your body begins to stiffen as you are paralyzed. Your body is unable to move, as the blood of the baycock, very similar to that of a ghoul, has been used to taint their arrows, and in doing so, spreads this rigid rigor over your body and causes you to freeze up.
Oof. All right. I was going to save the nat 20, but I guess I can use it to avoid that.
Well, keeping in mind, that being said, you still have the 28, which is still a failure, so you will need to re-roll that one too. Unless you want to...
Oh, no. Then,
Well,
yeah, 'cause
29
I would have to
pass
re-roll
if
that,
he
and then I have to roll
is-
2 more on top of that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, sorry, my apologies. No, because you can just use the hero point for a +4, and that'll pass the 28 one. So you can use a nat 20, and then you can use the second one to get +4.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool. So the nat 20 gets used. As your body starts to stiffen, you wiggle your way out of it, and your dwarven vigor just sort of breaks you free. Then as you are hit again, you start to feel that same freezing kind of effect, but you manage to pull yourself through. So that is 4 out of the 6 done. You have 2 more fort saves to make. but you have succeeded all of them so far.
Oh, I thought you said okay. Yeah, no. All right. I thought you
Yeah.
said that doing that would have taken care of all of them. That's the only reason I did that.
Oh, sorry, no. It takes care of the 2 that because you failed 2. So it would have
Yeah.
taken care of both of them. There's still 2 more because you got hit by 6 arrows.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll let you roll those other 2, and we'll see what we get, and then you can refund those, the nat 20 and the hero point if you fail those ones, if that was the intention. All right, that's a success. 1 more. That is not a success. It is the last one though.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to counteract it
That's
at
true.
that point.
Okay, so do you want to just go with the keeping the nat 20 and the hero point then? Oh, Neil, look at you being all cute. All right, go
I
for
don't
the
ever get to
reroll.
use it.
Yeah, go on. Go for the reroll. Thank you so much to Immersion Diversion for the divine intervention, which gives a
Thank you,
reroll
Neil.
to
Yeah.
Vectrin. All right, let's do it.
You need over a 10.
That is a
Yes.
success. All right.
Sounded like it was
Sweet.
over 10.
All right. Despite the multitude of poisoned arrows that rain down upon you, your eyes start to feel wavy. You get this sense of vertigo. You sway left and right. Your breathing becomes labored and your chest starts to tighten. But you manage to push through. You're a dwarf after all. Poisons and toxins, you've swallowed them like freaking every day of your life. You don't need to you're just kind of pushing forward as hard as you can. But that is the Baycock now done.
Whoa.
Which brings us to the top of the round. Going back to Henry, still soundly slumbering. You find yourself on a boat ride. Your mother is there. She's waving at you. She has some cotton candy. She tells you to come in from the lake. Henry, I've got your favorite candy, Henry.
Do I know that I'm dreaming at this point?
Given that you were in a war a few seconds ago and likely in a giant
A few
hut with
seconds
chicken
ago.
legs, honestly, there is very little that anchors you to reality at this point.
Okay, this is still all in the HUD.
Oh, I sure wish there was a way. But instead, I'm gonna enjoy this nice summer day with my mother.
You do so. The picnic is delicious. You get given ham sandwiches. The apple juice, fresh from the orchard that your family, frequents, has been, you've got like a big jug of apple juice, and your mother is very pleased to see you, and she's so proud of you. Just kind of quiet, happy, contented moment. Queen Bremagia dispels the icy wall and just walks through.
The hand follows because the hand was still there.
Oh yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Bectrin, we go to you. The queen is hot on your trail. You have her crown. She needs it back. She's had enough of your bullshit.
There's a giant hand in her way.
Getting going. I'm assuming Makar,
Wait,
you
how
you're
big
gonna
was
move
the
under your
hand?
own power now, right?
How big? Yeah. How big was the door that she froze?
How big was the door? I mean, like 10 foot?
Yeah, if she has to see the door in order to dispel it, the hand actually covers the door.
No,
So she'd have to dispel the hand.
No, it's her spell. She has to maintain it. She can just dispel it at will.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Neil, if you
I thought
continue
you-
to try and rules block me, I will destroy you. I've killed Cookie, and I liked
When
Cookie.
don't you try to destroy me?
I killed Cookie, and I like Cookie, Neil. I wouldn't push it.
I know. You also killed Grax, and I like
Fucking
Grax.
yeah, exactly. 100%. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Bectrin, it is your turn.
Yes, we are going to keep moving
Mm-hmm.
to get the hell out of here.
All right. You thrust open the doors, which, of course, lead out into the bridge. Now, the bridge stops pretty much where Kyrie is, remembering, of course, that the bridge itself collapsed due to the giant creature that was lurking in the waters here. Which, by the way, reminds me, did you kill it?
No.
No,
Yeah.
we ran from it.
Right. Okay, just checking. Can you roll me a percentage, please? Vectrin? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I was
66.
grabbing
Okay,
it.
that's not bad. All right, she's over here. All right, and she'll come in at the end. All right. Vectrin moves once. That's only your first move. You still got another whole extra thing to do.
Yes. Can I use my new prismatic boots to
Yes,
create
you can.
the thing?
Clicking your heels together 3 times, a beam of light fires across and over, presumably to where you guys had entered.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. There is now a platform for you to skate over. You may use the rest of your movement action to get across. What's your move speed? 60 foot?
I can do up to 100.
Up
It's
to
60
100.
foot normally, but I can do up to 100 with one of my abilities.
Oh, nice. Okay, are you using said ability?
Yeah, mostly just because I want to get away from this queen who can probably destroy me. Funny.
All right. You will absolutely be able to make it out of the gates on the other side of the bridge, following the light arc.
Yes,
Um,
and since I have a free arm and I don't know what the hell Makar cast on Kyrie, he would definitely grab Kyrie and go as well.
All right, Kyrie, do you
So I've got
resist?
Cookie, Kyrie, and Marcus with me. Or Alan, sorry, Henry Allen. I keep calling you by your name, not your character's name.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, Kyrie, do you resist?
No.
Very well. Okay,
Buy my car.
done and done.
He'll be fine, I hope.
Makar, you're up
If
next.
not, we'll go back.
All right. First, I want to see how long my thing is again. Oh, my thing keeps pointers, draw arrow. Here. Why isn't it trying the arrow? There it is. Is that 100? That is 100. And then I'll fall in the water. Shit. Okay. So I will oop. Okay, so I guess for now, so I can get a better angle, I go 5, 10, 15, 20 into the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And can I shut these doors that I'm on behind me, like so I'm outside?
They're portcullises. They can be raised and lowered as an action, yes.
Okay, so I will lower them, but so I'm on this side.
Sure.
If I can.
Yep. You lower the large gates.
All right. And then do I have anything?
That'll be your turn. Move, and then you've...
Oh, that's an action to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Done and done. Kyrie, you're up. You're outside and safely tucked under the arm of a giant dwarf. Much like Private Allen, you feel kind of warm and safe.
Do I know what the fuck Makar is trying to do?
Absolutely fucking not. You haven't known
Shit,
that
okay.
since you met him.
I will, Vectrin drop me.
All right. He will drop her.
All right, and then I'm just gonna come back to, here, and wait.
Sure. Okay.
If I could teleport, I would.
Okay.
We all would.
I know, right?
Archer would be doing Archer things. We don't need to go into too many details here. Let's see. Then we go to this thing. Dun 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 dun.
Did it get me from under the bridge from there?
What do you mean under the bridge?
Well, I thought it was in the water.
It was. Then it leapt
Oh.
out of the water
I would say
onto
it did
Makar.
come up on the bridge once before when we
Yeah,
ran from it.
that's how it
I
destroyed
thought it
the
was
bridge.
in the water.
No, that's how it destroyed
Oh.
the bridge. It jumped out
Hey,
and then
Kyrie,
just...
just what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's a good point. You didn't
Hasn't
see
seen
that.
it yet.
Oh yeah, that's the weird corpse monster thing we were telling you about.
Oh,
That's it.
What the fuck?
All right. As it jumps over and slams into Makar, for 20 points of damage.
Ugh.
You are then grabbed by the assorted billions of arms that constitute the body of this creature as it tries to absorb you into its essence.
Oof.
Oof, indeed. All right. But that is all it does. We then go to the top of the round. Henry, you are now at graduation. You are now alumni at Stanford University. Your mother could not be prouder. There was no great war. You were never sent off to go and try to become a man, a soldier's man. Your father, who was a soldier's man, is also proud of you. Proud of you for pursuing your own hopes and dreams and rising to a level of adulthood he had fought so hard to make. He looks at you through a spruce mustache and he says, I'm so proud of you, son. He sounds like Yancey for some reason.
Okay. Now I know this is a dream. This school is too smart for me. I am not smart enough to be here. What the hell's going on? And he starts looking around.
As you start looking around, you hear a voice in your head. No, this is my dream. I'm sorry, it's getting muddled up in here. You see, in the dark forest, there isn't a form of formal education. You see, I wasn't always a giant collection of spiders, you know. I was human once.
Oh,
Yes.
horrifying to think about, really.
Well, no, horrifying is how I became a collection of spiders. You see,
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear that story.
as you sit there, like sort of half bonding with the spider insect inside of you, Queen Bremagia, the Ice Queen, has had enough of your interposing hand and its bullshit. By the way, the interposing hand is now gone like that way, because halfway between it is now well and truly on the other side. Let's see. What do I do here? Nice and easy here. As she looks over here, let's see, 85 foot.
Oh, hey, I have a quick question, Dag.
Yeah, please, by all means, while I do some math.
Since the hand was cast on me, technically, and it would be halfway between me and her, which would put it effectively very close to Makar, could he potentially grab onto it as it is sent sideways to pull him out of the thing?
I mean, technically he could hang off it because it is a force thing for sure.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Oh, yeah. OG was right. She somehow got her flesh back.
She did.
It was just for the one turn, though.
Yeah, because then when
Yeah.
Bectrin ripped the crown off, it peeled all the flesh back off because she's losing her power.
Yeah, so I got kissed by her after she got her skin back, so she was not dead. And then, or she's still dead, I guess, but she got her form back. And then it happened, so, yeah.
Okay, Dimension Door.
I could...
Oh, wait, no, she can't Dimension Door because of this stupid place.
Yeah, you did it to me, so...
That's true.
The haha that's gonna come back and bite you, Makar.
I know.
It
Whatever
is.
happens is good.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I've used that. What else do you have?
I'm shocked she doesn't have a power word spell.
No, she doesn't. She's gonna ready an action. Why not? I mean, this is just the mean thing at this point, but let's keep going. All right, Bectrin, you doing anything on the outside? You've told you got told by Kyrie to let her down. She's now kind of out watching and has just yelled out, "What the hell is that?"
I do have a question. Is Makar grabbing this hand thing? Is that a thing?
Okay, let's have a look.
I didn't have an action before because I moved.
Okay.
I lowered the portcullis.
So at 170 foot, The hand would currently be at 85 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So 85 foot puts it here, behind the giant creature.
Okay, so that's a no-go then.
No go. She looks at Makar and she says...
It might have pushed the creature away, though, but I'm not going to get into that.
She looks
Okay.
at Makar and says, "You miserable festering whelp, your spells will protect you not for here. I look forward to watching the skin and flesh melt from your bones and turning what useless, pathetic festering husk you call a form. Scrub my toes."
That's gross.
Festering
Well,
insult. Yeah.
Ah,
Nice.
Nice.
you.
Was that good?
Okay.
Do I get points for that?
Yeah, you do.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
You
great.
always get points,
Um,
Michael.
I even used the word festering.
You always get
Indeed.
points, Michael.
And since
in
you're
my
full
book.
up on jinx points, I believe that hero point should go to Makar
Fuck.
for taking that insult.
Yeah.
If the audience says so, then I will. If they don't, then no. But yeah, Bectrin.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and set Alan and Cookie down here, and then
Put
I'm
the
going
cookie
to
down.
run. I'm gonna run back toward the bridge to try to move the hand toward Makar because I know that it's following me between us. So I'm gonna try to maneuver it closer to him. I would throw my Dan Bong, but I don't think I can throw it that far.
I mean, I would say I love the idea. No, you don't have any hero points. I can't even take them from you. I'm gonna say it's not gonna work only because there's a huge creature between those 2 points. So the hand literally won't be able to occupy the square that the creature is in. Does that make sense?
You could, though, however, try to maneuver it to push the creature away. Because things can't. If it's
Well, no,
less than two.
No, he can't because the currently the hand is here.
Well, if the hand moves in between.
But that's the
him
thing
and
is it can't just skip it and then move between the two of you. It doesn't just like phase in and out of reality as you did.
Not if Bectrin moved over here. If it was like here or something like that, then he could shove it over.
Is there a way for me to like go to the side a little bit to maneuver it around or no?
Yes. If you climb up here.
Because he could shove the creature away from me, potentially.
Okay. So if you climb up onto the that little alcove area and then onto the rampart, you could potentially move to here. So that would be 20 foot up and then 40 foot across. And then you would have to jump into the lake.
I don't like the jumping into the lake.
Again, it's...
I can...
Oh, yeah, go on.
I can use one of my Dan Bongs, the movable rod, to stand out or to hang out in the middle and throw the other one to him.
Also, various possibilities.
Yes. Would is that a thing? Actually, yeah. At that point, I don't even need the hand. I can just throw the Dan Bong to him if I'm up there.
You can, yeah.
Because I think it's what 60 feet. I can throw it. I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should put me, I feel like, close enough if I jump out and use the other one to a movable rod myself up above the water.
Yeah, you'll have to be 10 foot closer to get him, but yes. So is that what you're gonna do?
Yes, I would like to try that, and then once I get out there, I'm gonna yell, "Heads up!" and I'm gonna throw it to him.
All right, move.
Heads up, Makar, so he
So-
knows I'm talking to him.
Okay, so you've moved up, 10 foot jumped across, and then used the immovable rod. Now you're throwing the Dan Bong. Make your ranged attack against Makar with a -4 penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's this one on him.
That still hits. Nice.
Sweet.
All right. as the Danbong flies through, this like long, slender pole arm flings through, Makar, you grab hold of it. You are now holding on to it. It is now holding on to you. You guys need to try and rip it free. So Makar, make a actually Bectrin and Makar, both of you can do this simultaneously. Make a combat maneuver check to try and wrench Makar free from the amalgamation of corpses that is pulling him into its form. Makar, that is not how you do that. And also,
Pat, did I get that reroll?
you did not.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck? All right, 56. Jesus.
Yeah, my combat maneuver is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say. 42 is the DC. 56 is
Oh, Kelly.
56
Now it's
is
my
way
turn.
high.
Car.
All right, Makar, you may do a reroll.
Thank you. Oh, not
That's-
much
don't know
better.
that it helped.
24.
All right, a 24 still does not beat the 42 you needed.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. Okay.
However, Bectrin does. So, Bectrin, you, while you haven't managed to pull Makar out, you are preventing the creature from moving. Kind of in the similar way that you've kind of got like a fish on a hook. You've basically nailed it. Makar, however, unfortunately, you need to take some damage as the creature trying to move, or as it tries to move and you're trying to pull away. You take 16 points of damage as your arms are being strained against the Danbong as it's being pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kyrie, you're up next. What do you do as you see this giant version of, like, you know, the great outdoors fishing?
I'm gonna ask a stupid question just because rules, and I don't know how rules work necessarily all the time here. Does fly allow me to, fly?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can like actually off the ground over the water fly at 60. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. I need to see how far things are, and if I could find. Can you show me how far 60 feet is, Dag? I have no idea how to do that either.
Kabloop.
It also lasts. It's gonna last you 15 minutes, so plenty of
Okay.
time.
Okay, and Makar is still on the bridge area there?
Makar is in the creature.
Right, okay.
Also, Kyrie, you have
Um,
been asked, what is it like being a mouse?
I'm a rat, thank you. No. I don't get enough cheese, so I'm very upset about that.
Cheese is in money or cheese is in the dairy product?
Yes.
Mm.
The cheese as in jokes.
I get plenty of those. No, okay, so yes, Kyrie will,
Cheesy jokes.
does it have to be, like, straight out? Can I go up?
You can go wherever. You're flying. You can Superman your way anywhere.
Okay. Is it possible? Because again, I used to have a rope, but I don't have a rope anymore.
Then you don't have a rope to use.
There's still a rope on the area where you guys are.
Is it possible for me to basically fly by Vector and be like, rope? And see if he can hand me one?
He would need to use his action to do so, or you would need to use your action to do so, but yes, you can.
Okay, do you have one?
Nope. I have apparently lost mine throughout the course of the game as well.
Motherfucker!
Meanwhile,
Does anybody have a goddamn rope?
inside of a cocoon, there's like rope with Private Allen and
right.
Cookie's dead body. He's just like,
Okay, sorry, give me 1 second.
Does he have rope on his body?
I had
He's
a
got
plan,
butcher's
and
twine.
it did not go well. You know what? Actually, can I just hold my turn while I try to figure out what the hell else I can do?
absolutely. All right,
Thank
Cookie
you.
continues to decay in the sun. The archers do archery things. The giant creature tries to pull Bectrin into the water. Combat maneuver against Bectrin. Does
You
not.
mean Makar?
No, Vectrin, because you remember you're
Yeah,
attached.
he's trying to pull me.
Yeah, but you managed to hold him steady,
Oh.
so you're basically just holding him up. Unfortunately,
the thing like that,
Neil,
sorry.
that means Makar. Oops, one more. Makar takes 18 points of damage.
Oof.
But
I'm guessing I have
that's
to add it because it didn't show up on the thing.
yes, please, and the previous one as well. If you didn't add the 16.
You mean the 20?
Ooh.
No, the
20
16.
hit. Oh, that's 16. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
you said 18.
Well, yeah, it
Okay,
doesn't
I
really
was
do anything. It's
good
just
there.
kind of like wriggling around a bit. Do I have any cool powers that can help me? Haunted armor. Oh wow, it can possess armor
Oop.
and weapons. Interesting. I'm not gonna do that though. Okay, Henry.
Yes.
Your scene has now changed once more. You are an old man. You're telling a story to your grandchildren. What story are you telling?
About the time I met God in
Wow,
a dive bar.
did you really meet God in a dive bar, Granddaddy, Alan?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, hey, God. There's apparently many of them.
No way.
And he wore a leather jacket.
Why would God be wearing a leather jacket? That doesn't make any sense.
Why was God in a dive bar, you ungrateful little shit? I don't know.
And then
Back in
I'm
my
ready.
day, we didn't cry when we were yelled at.
Yes, I didn't remember your mother breastfeeding you, bitch. No bitch milk in this house, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Someone needs to put Granddad in a home.
Granddad sitting there talking about God in a dive bar wearing a leather jacket. Okay, Granddad, it's time for bed.
And meanwhile, the spider in your brain's going, it just told him about the dive bar.
It's still there.
I
in his
told him
head.
about the dive bar.
And they don't realize you actually have a spider in your head. It's like, oh, Granddad's talking to himself again.
I like the idea that by the point they're this old, they're just like those old guys you see at like coffee shops that like they're constantly yelling, but they're like they're friends.
Yeah, but they're just miserable. Yeah, just these two miserable
Yeah.
old men. Yeah, I can see that.
Grumpy old men.
And meanwhile,
The movie.
meanwhile, Yancey's just become this like really heavy sleeper who every now and then is like, Charlie in the trees. Oh my God. It's not easy getting old, especially if you're a gun. All I do is shoot blanks now, Henry. All I do is shoot blanks. Anyway, so
Remember that time we were saved by a rat?
yeah, just three old
The-
men.
The,
Three old
the
warriors.
kids are just mortified at all this stuff that's going on.
And meanwhile, your son-in-law is sitting there going, "We really got to stop leaving the kids with Granddad. Like, it's just not good for them. I think maybe we need to just get a sitter. Back to Bremagia. Yes.
I'm good to try to do a thing finally.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, by all means.
I would have to petition because this would require an extra action at the very least.
Okay, hold on. Let me put on my carrying ears. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's go.
I would like to try to fly over to this weird boar-sworn pile of gross bodies.
Yep.
Find the area that most resembles a head and stab it. I'm
No
trying
such
to get
thing.
it to either. Okay, so
Yeah,
no
well,
part of
that-
it seems more important to it than the others.
Not
Just
even
a
remotely.
mass of bodies. Okay.
Yeah. Let me
Um,
actually give the big picture thing again if I can.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a weird. I don't know. that small picture. Remember it was bodies, but I didn't remember much else.
No, that's okay. There you go.
Okay, yeah, shit.
Yeah. So while it kind of sort of looks like a snake, it really isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can cut off like 1,000,000 of its heads, technically.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to drop my car, and I doubt that would do anything.
Oh god, no,
Shit.
yeah.
I really,
I would say this though, in the spirit of it, do you have anything longer than a dagger?
probably. Hold on.
Because I was gonna say, if you had something longer than a dagger, I could easily say that maybe you could use that to cut loose the bits of arm or whatever that are holding him up. You know what I mean? Like you could carve that specific area out. But if all you've got is a dagger, I don't think it's gonna be arguably thick enough to be able to do that.
The only other weapons I have are the ones that I have for the use of bringing to Kichiro's family. So I'm not going to use them. But yeah, I
mean,
only have daggers.
I propose this. I propose this. For the cost of a hero point, I'll allow you to do that with Kichiro's blade, and I will invite Lucas to potentially have a scene in which we get to revisit Kichiro for a brief period of time.
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah. Would you rather the katana or the wakizashi?
Well, we'll go to that. We'll go to that in a moment, because the mechanics of it aren't important. We're gonna go into a role play thing. It's gonna be purely based on imagination, and the performance of what is about to happen is entirely based on your ability to communicate with one another. Given the two of you are married, I imagine that's not gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I hope to all
Who's
the
this man?
powers that
Who
be.
are you?
Who the fuck are you? Okay, so bear with me while I set something up real quick.
Mhm.
Here we go. Okay, because hopefully I've still got all this stuff set up.
Yeah, I could see Kyrie going through her stuff, seeing the katana and being like, I am both so sorry and need you right now, Kichiro.
No, that's not what happens. I'll tell you. I'll set it up. Don't set it up while I'm not doing stuff. Rude.
No, I mean, I'm just saying she'll feel like both guilty, but like, no, but I really need this. I really need this right now.
All right. There we go. Oh, he's so tiny. Look. Let me just fix that real quick. There we go. Okay. Yeah. That'll do. Can you give me a sound check, please, Beckton?
Yes, I can absolutely do that.
All right, sweet. Okay, so, Kyrie, you stand on the edge of the tower surrounding the fortress Vasilik. You see your friend Makar struggling against the creature that is threatening to drag him under. This creature, comprised of the corpses of tens of thousands of fallen soldiers, their armor, bodies, and weapons interlaced together in this amalgamation of just macabre horror that twists and turns, dragging Makar into what could be a very untimely demise. Bectrin's feet, though he is large, cracking and snapping bits of stone from beneath his feet as he is sliding closer and closer to the lake of endless darkness that dwells below. You think for a moment to yourself. You think in that moment of desperation, there has got to be something you could do. You begin to take flight, ready to jump into action, but then you think to yourself, I don't have rope, I don't have... Can I kill this thing in a single hit? If I poison it, is it even going to feel anything? There's a corpse here. There's just this huge amount of disquiet constantly running through your head as you plan out a billion different possibilities, all in such a short period of time, when suddenly you hear a sound that sounds like bamboo striking rock. It penetrates the noise and the roar of the chaos of combat that is around you. And with a single solitary boonk, the lake water stills, and there is a moment of serenity you find. The wind picks up petals from a nearby tree and blows them onto the lake. As they land on the now mirrored-like surface, you look down at the water and can see a familiar figure standing on the water itself, looking up at you. A kitsune wearing Tianxia armor, wielding familiar attire and weapons as well. A former comrade, a former warrior who fought with you side by side, a fellow student at the Hero Academy who gazes up at you. The stoic look melted away and replaced instead with that of a nostalgic greeting from a friend. You feel lost, Kyrie, but in that moment, as you meet the gaze of your friend, you feel calmer.
She would imagine for the moment that it's in her mind, but understanding how magic works, she's seen people come back from the dead. It is also possible that he is here. And she'll look at the reflection or the real him. She's still not sure entirely which. And she'll say, I'm trying, Kichiro. I don't know what to do.
Kichiro will look up at her. He's going to approach, so they're, not yelling to each other.
You float up because, Kyrie doesn't come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he wouldn't expect her to walk down into the lake. That
Also,
would be weird.
Also, I love how, like, the first thing I said was that Kyrie's mind is calm, and the first thing she does is sit there and meticulously break down all the possibilities of
That's
what
fair.
Kichiro could be.
That's me. That's Callie. That's not Kyrie.
I know. I'm aware. I'm like, maybe we can slow it down a bit, and then no. It was good. It was very apropos. But Kichiro begins to lift aloft from the lake. Kyrie, you are now side by side as Kichiro approaches.
Kichiro will look at her with a smile, which is something that she probably didn't see often, if at all, when he was alive. You've been doing great, my friend. I've been with you this whole way, and I've got to say, you've become quite the adventurer since our time together.
Kyrie doesn't go, oh, but Callie does. She'll bow her head and she'll say, thank you, my friend. But I think I need you. I think I need your strength.
Well, I think you've always been the stronger of the two of us. You just don't realize it yet. But I'm still with you. You have my most prized possession, and that possession carries with it an innate strength. It helped me through many hard times, and it can do the same for you if you're willing to wield it.
You'd be okay to see it in battle again, even if you're not the one holding it?
That's its purpose. It was created for battle. And it was created to be wielded by someone worthy. And I can't think of anyone more worthy than you.
I can name a few names.
It's in your care.
That's okay. I get where they go. Callie?
No. I'm just being sarcastic. I'm not.
I know, but it's hard to tell if it's Callie being sarcastic or
I'm
Kyrie.
sorry.
I know. You had such a good moment, and then poor Lucas has nowhere to go with that.
She knows, obviously, immediately what his prized possession is. So she will rummage? No, that would look bad. She'll reach in. She knows right where the katana is. She doesn't have to search for it at all. She makes sure every day that it's still there. She tries to take good care of it. Probably not nearly to the level of care that Kichiro would have given it, but she tries with what she knows and how she knows how to do it. And she will pull out the katana, and she'll look at him, and she'll say, "Are you sure?"
He'll put a hand on her shoulder, sort of a comforting gesture, to punctuate what he's saying here. He'll look her right in the eyes. I wouldn't have offered it if I wasn't.
That is true.
Drawing the blade for the first time since the parting of ways, the shine that is on this blade has not dulled for even a moment. As you hold it in your hand, it feels lighter than you remember, almost as if it moves with its own will, and your arm simply flows with its direction as your body synergizes with your weapon. The entity, the creature, this giant amalgam of flesh, seems to almost be drawn to the nature of your blade, almost as if it had encountered a kindred spirit. As you hold it in your hand and you fly towards Makar with blade in tow, Bectrin is holding on as tight as he can to prevent it from slipping. And in a single swift gesture, you feel a green flame suddenly wreathe your body as behind you what appears to be the spectral form of a samurai kitsune in full regala performs a maneuver that allows your body to suddenly swirl in a perfect crescent arc. And as it does so, the actual tip of your sword is all that is needed to cut a ring around the section that Makar is being held. As this happens, the whole section removes itself from the giant beast as it then slips down and falls into the water. The chunk that Makar is on starts to drip and pull off, and now, Bectrin, you have your legs firmly planted. You pull and can manage to rip Makar closer to where you are, just in time to see the gate rise as the queen emerges from her entrance. She screeches in agony as she reaches forward with a bony hand at the remaining bits and pieces that are still on Makar's leg. Now, as these bits that seem to hold onto him continue to climb up his body, now no longer anchored to the larger section of this creature, you realize it is not going for Makar anymore. You watch as several of these hands grab onto the tip of the blade and start to crawl towards Kyrie. Kyrie, you and Makar are both being pulled back, but there is a force now trying to drive you and hold you in place. Now, from here you have three choices. Only three. The first, to try and dislodge yourselves from the creature. The second, Kyrie or Makar can choose to sacrifice themselves to dislodge the creatures. Or three, you can relent the blade to dislodge the creatures. So the three options again. You can choose to fight together. Win, lose, or draw, everyone is in or out. You can attempt to release one of you, be it Kyrie, Makar, or the sword. I will allow you a moment to discuss. And Marcus, you are also welcome, as well as to talk about what you would like to do.
Question: the bits and pieces that are on us, do they have metal and stuff still like in them too?
Tons of it, yeah. Lots of bits and pieces around. This is again.
I have a fourth option.
When there is no fourth option, there are only three.
I mean, I could cast a spell for a fourth option.
If you cast a spell, you will no longer have the actions required to break yourself free. You will be pulled down, and that'll be the same as your sacrifice.
I was gonna cast Shatter.
You don't have the time. Again, same exact same difference.
Okay. No problem.
Yep.
Okay. I
I'm not
don't know.
relinquishing this fucking sword.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I'm not relinquishing the sword. You be quiet over there. I'm not doing it.
I wouldn't.
Oh, she's talking to Lucas.
So to give you another hint as well, the Warsworn are the spirit of dead soldiers who have been bound together. The reason it's after Kichiro is they feel Kichiro belongs with them.
Mm-hmm.
May not be the case, but that's why. It's not an aggressive thing. They're not trying to kill Kichiro or wipe him out or anything like that. They want him. It's almost like they want to bring him home. Is how they feel.
I have an idea, but if it backfires, like I worry for the sake of the campaign, so I'm gonna ask you first if it would work.
I'm listening.
I have a Slayer's robe.
Mm-hmm.
Where once a day I can turn into a brown mist. Does that include everything on me, I imagine, or in my hand like a sword?
Ooh, interesting. It would work. It would save you and the sword. It would not save Makar, and it would sacrifice Makar.
Right. I'm asking if I say, Makar, I've got this, and basically sacrifice knowing that I will then try to use the gaseous form to get out as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. You can try. There is going to be a risk. I will give it that.
Okay.
I will allow that perfectly fine thing to happen.
Didn't you also have a gaseous form stored in your gauntlets?
I don't
No,
have
she'd
notes
have
of
the
having
spider
anything
in there.
stored right now.
No. But yes,
Oh.
but in essence, yes, there is a chance of failure, but yes, you may absolutely, like, in theory, this would work.
Okay, yeah.
So.
So that is my Callie's idea.
Okay, so above table, Neil, Lucas, and Marcus, are we good with this plan?
I would be okay with sacrificing myself, but since Kyrie has this plan, I'd say yeah, let's go with Kyrie plan.
Okay.
Because that sounds good.
Go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right.
I mean, Kichiro would definitely be telling her to let the sword go, but yeah, I'm good with the plan.
Okay.
It's also, from everything, the highest likely to save Makar, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here it is, the do or die moment. Kyrie, you pull Makar away from the hands that are climbing up him. You use the Kichiro's blade and slice through some of the arms. The rest of the remnant pieces of the Warsworn now fall along with you towards the water. As they grab onto you and you attempt to sort of like fly to correct yourself, you are unable to do so. And with a splash, you land in the water. As this happens, the rest of the Warsworn now move to try and reassemble, to reassimilate itself, as Makar is pulled back to the upper landing where Bectrin is holding onto the other end of the Danbong. The two of you are now pulled to safety. However, Kyrie, you, along with Kichiro, or at least the spirit of Kichiro, are now underwater with the creature.
She'll have to think it because she's not going to open her mouth to say anything to Kichiro right now, and she'll say just like old times. And then first we'll try to Actually, how does this work? Sorry, I need to look up the gaseous spell real quick. Gaseous form. Because I don't know what.
I can drop it in chat because I actually have
Please,
it. It's
yeah.
just not on my list right now. Gaseous form. Oops,
Because I assume I
There
need to
it
be
is.
able to speak.
Yes,
you
generally
go.
speaking, most things have verbal somatic components.
Okay, so it's on command. So that means I have to.
Oh no, this
on
one
command
doesn't.
also means speak,
This has
right?
a somatic and material component, no verbal.
Oh shit! Really?
Really, really.
Oh damn. Okay, so yeah, just close my eyes, think there's no place like home, and then say, I'm not letting it go, Kichiro, and then try to take on a gaseous form.
All right. As your body begins to transform into gas, Kichiro, you get a vision of standing on a battlefield. You've been on fields of battle many, many times. This is different. A large open plain with the signs of scarring from all around you. But not a single dead body, not a drop of blood. Surrounding you are warriors, tens of thousands of them, circling you. They all carry varying banners. They all watch you, wanting to know what you do. A path is now cleared amongst them. There is a flag by your side, one that holds your noble family's crest upon it. It blows in the wind.
Do I know where this path leads?
The path leads, who knows, more battles to come for sure. Here is the place of rest, a worthy place of rest for a warrior. There is no hostility around you.
Kichiro will look around at the warriors that surround him, and then he will grab the flag. I'm not ready for rest just yet, and he will take the path and walk away.
All right. Kyrie, your body and all of your possessions, including the soul and sword of Kichiro, turn into a gaseous cloud and bubble to the surface. As they do so, you begin to float, making your way towards the exit as you hear the heinous cries of the queen as she yells out a curse upon each of you. I'm going to give her one last chance to do something. All right.
She gets eaten by the massive flesh. No.
She will control weather and attempt to summon a great storm.
Oh,
Thunder and lightning crash above you. I need each of you to roll me a percentage. If anyone rolls a 1, they are struck by 100 points of damage.
oh.
Okay, you're fine. There's a long shot. You know, just boom. Just, yeah, I know, but nothing happens. All right. And with that, our heroes escape the evil Lich Queen with her wintry crown. But alas, it came at perhaps too high a price.
Hey, Michael, did you see in chat, by the way?
Neil?
He did, yep. Just let it go.
Sorry,
I
yeah.
did, but you know what ruins
Ignore
the
me.
moment that I'm building? Yeah, I would,
I'm
Neil, if you
sorry.
weren't so loud.
I'm just gonna mute myself.
No, you're fine, Neil. I'm just being mean. Shut the fuck up.
Time and place.
Is it okay if
Sorry.
we like are checking on him, or do you have a whole
You can check on him. You can check on him. I need to see. I'm setting the scene.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know
Yeah.
if this will help or hinder. If I, Kyrie will come out of her gaseous form. She'll go over to Cookie. She'll
Well, just
lean down,
give me a
fingers against. You know
second.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Right,
we'll
so
do that.
tell me
We'll do
it'll
that.
hinder. Just
You
tell me
can't.
it'll hinder.
It's not hindering. This conversation is hindering.
Oh,
I know. It's almost like you can't. Okay, I'm gonna give this to everyone. You don't need to run the role play past me before you do the role play. You can just do the
well,
role
no, because
play
you were
when it
starting to
happens.
say something, so I didn't want to be like, Kyrie comes in and does this, and then
Yes,
you'd
that's a
be
good
like,
instinct.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's a good instinct. Unlike Makar. Now, as I was saying,
Just kidding. Our safe word.
you have emerged from the Citadel with the prize in your hand. Bectrin, who I should probably actually maybe take a second to return back to the board. Actually, yeah, no, let me actually do this, otherwise I'm gonna forget. And it's gonna ruin this whole scene if I'm looking at Kichiro this whole time. Sorry, one moment, everyone.
Today's music provided by Dag.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, there we go. And Bectrin is too big. Bectrin is too big. Let us shrink the Bectrin. There we go.
He's
And
large, so that makes sense, right?
that's true. There we go. Okay, cool. Real quick sound check.
Yes, check 1, 2.
Sweet. Thank you. Okay. As I was saying, Bectrin, holding in your hand, you have the icy crown of the Queen of Vasilik. But the cost to gain your prize was too high. Though you did not know Cookie for long, his body laying in front of you, providing you cover so that you could escape relatively unscathed. He was not a fighter. He never was. He never did battle. All he wanted to do was make people happy and healthy, serve some hellfire grits, maybe tell a joke or two. The battles that you have faced and the enemies you have encountered have taken so many before you. Kichiro, your samurai, Jet, Kite, Mistwind. I can't think of anyone else that Marcus has played, but I'm sure there's more. Grax. I think I just heard Lucas just yelling, laughing. That was funny.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, that was hilarious.
The rain begins to fall down from the controlled weather spell, concealing any tears that may be shed for Cookie. But as they do begin to rain down, the wintry crown begins to glow. It seems to almost be pulling towards Cookie. Kyrie, you begin to manifest as you reform from your gaseous form, as everyone gathers around your fallen comrade.
If no one else is doing it, Kyrie is going to kneel down and, regardless of how obviously dead he may or may not be, is going to search for a pulse, to lean her head down to try to feel breath, anything that indicates the faintest spark of life.
Taking your blade, you hold it against his nose to see if there's breath. There is no breath. You look at the wounds freshly made with the multitude of arrows now piercing his body. You see that the blood does not run freely. Meaning his heart has stopped. Sorry.
Right. Kyrie will start frantically looking through her bag like she might have something in there that can help. She's tired of losing people, honestly.
While she's doing that, I think Makar, because there's no way he can help right now, and she's doing her best to kind of help. He's not good with medical stuff, but he puts his hands together and closes his eyes, and he says a little prayer to Sarenrae to help him move on successfully back to the hells where he came from, where he can live out the rest of his days. Since that's where he found him.
Sorry.
He was. It's like because he gets.
Makar's just like, I pray he goes back to hell. Wow.
That's where his home was.
All
and
right,
he liked
only
it there.
because we're in a laughy, jokey, funny moment, and I'm not actually going to do this. Kyrie will pull out her chopsticks.
You're gonna.
It just rips his skin off. Yep.
I'm no cookie. God
Oh God! All right, yeah.
damn.
Oh my god, you could have used the chopsticks to pull Makar out.
I got you, Makar. Rip his
Wow.
skin off. You know.
No. As in, like, to pull the giant snake thing, the war sworn, pull its skin off, and then use it as like a flesh bag, wrap Makar and
Does
run.
undead count? I just
Yeah,
assumed
no, it has to. No, it has to be a corpse, and they're corpses. They're dead.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, me
Like
neither.
individual noodles, just each body.
Yeah, I didn't think of it either. Holy shit. Yeah. Anyway.
Back to seriousness.
Yeah. Lock in, guys. Here we go.
I'm waiting for Pectrin or
I am
Private
too.
Allen.
I can't say anything. I'm in stasis.
I forgot.
Yeah, he's in a chrysalis, man.
You watch as the chrysalis sort of wobbles a bit. You did this to me, Cookie!
Vectrin will place a hand on the chrysalis. Don't worry, I got you. And then move
I
over to
hope
Cookie.
you go where you deserve.
Piece of shit.
Vectrin is going to take a knee next to Cookie. To just to say a few words. He's not a religious man. I mean, obviously he believes in his deity to an extent, but he doesn't pray. He doesn't do all that.
You're
sort
not
of
a
thing.
man of the cloth. You're a person who understands that
Yeah.
gods are real, and it's probably a good idea to, not piss any
Yeah.
off by, like, peeing on their sacred sites or spitting on their statues.
Exactly. I would
yeah.
never do something
Who
so
the
stupid.
fuck would do that, right?
Yeah, what a fucking
But
idiot.
he's not going to pray or anything like that, but he will kneel down to offer a few words to Cookie, to this man who served alongside them, who fought with them, who died for them. We didn't know you well. You weren't with us for very long, but even though we found you in hell, I made a lot of friends there, apparently, and you were one of them. You were a good man, and you did a lot for us, and we're gonna miss you.
As you kneel down and you say these words, the crown glows brightly once more.
Vectrin's gonna to hold it up to look at it while it's glowing.
It seems to react to dead bodies. Like, the closer you move the crown to Cookie, the brighter it gets.
He is going to look to Makar, who seems to be the only person here that has any knowledge of magic, because Vectrin does not. Is this a good thing?
Can I take a look at it? See what kind of effect it might have?
Sure, make a spellcraft check.
Yes. 26.
You know absolutely nothing about the crown.
Dang it!
That's,
Oh,
a
that
perfect,
plus-
that's a perfect response. He's like, let me have a look at it. Maybe I can understand something of it.
Nope.
Dang it! Just, yeah!
I discern that it's a crown.
It's
a magical
useless!
crown, but,
Vectrin is going to go ahead and take the crown back, and he's going to hold it real close to Cookie just to see how bright it gets,
Super bright.
but not touch him with it.
Goes super, super bright.
Okay. Shit, do I? Oh God, I don't want to screw this up. Do I touch this to him, guys? What do you think? It's
Do it.
reacting to his body.
I think fucking do it.
Maybe it'll send
I
them
will
back
do it.
home.
Wait.
Wait, you just told me to do it.
She's gonna knock on her own chest. uh, Alexandra, do you know anything?
Oh shit, you're actually asking. Okay, sorry, I was too busy
Yes.
laughing. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I didn't think there was actually a plan here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I need to do a different character. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready. Okay, hold on. Whew, okay. Fuck, what was her personality? Okay, yes. Okay, I got it. All right, give me the line again. Okay, go.
She'll literally knock on her chest and say, Alexandra, do you know anything? Is this going to work?
I'm not a drum. Do not bang on me.
Sorry, panicking.
This is the Ice Queen's crown, a similar make to the one that the Baba Yaga made to rule over Irison. It has certain enchanting properties. Since the fall of Queen Bremagia, it has been corrupted, tainted with undeath. It itself exists almost as a connection between the crown of the living and the crown of the dead, a gateway that hangs both in life as it does in death. Perhaps your friend is not as far gone as one would anticipate. I would say that the crown itself possesses much of the energy required to potentially be used to cast a resurrection. However, remember your duty to bring back the Baba Yaga and restore her power. A portion of this power is kept within the crown. If too much is spent, it may not unlock the seal. And that is a risk you should not take as one of the heralds of the Baba Yaga.
The urge to just look up at Vectrin and say "do it anyway"
You can.
is pretty strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think Kyria will look up at Vectrin and just say "do it."
Vectrin is definitely confused because she said, wait, and then just stood there.
And then said do it.
He hasn't.
I'm kneeling,
So,
so I could just melt
I'm
there,
sorry.
right?
And then just knelt there, and then randomly told him to do it. So he'll just shrug, and then do it. He'll touch it right to Cookie.
Okay. Placing the crown upon Cookie's chest, a glowing light radiates over his body. At first, nothing happens. And then suddenly, you think you hear something. A breath. A moan. Every morning I wake up before I put on my makeup. I say a little prayer for you. Fuck. Oh. Why is Cookie filled with arrows? I thought I was dead.
Welcome back. You were dead.
Oh, never mind. I'm clearly in hell. Oh, Balthazar. For a foot fungus demon, you've never looked prettier. And he touches Makar in the face.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to help him sit up.
You help him sit up. He's, again, still covered in arrows. He's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I ain't in hell. What's going on? Is it my birthday? Shoot, you
might
guys
as well
didn't need
be.
to come visit.
Vectrin's gonna look at Kyrie and be like, "We probably should have pulled these arrows out before I did this."
Yeah. You know what?
Before you did what?
Woke you up from your nap, obviously.
Oh, yeah, no, that's okay. I get pretty ornery after my naps, but that's okay. I just need my coffee. And he pulls out a whiskey flask. As he does
This
so,
is how
you
we know he
watch
fits in.
all the wounds start seeping like whiskey out of, like, you know,
Oh.
the arrows. Ah, Oh, it's got that good fire you feel in your chest and your spleen and your kidneys. Whew.
All right. While he's doing that, I'm gonna go take a look at Alan quick.
You go,
Um,
you go, and you see a chrysalis.
I know that Cookie cast a spell on him because I saw him do it.
You did.
I wish to know which, I wish to check the spell, kind of putting my hands on it. I wish to see if I can find out what level the spell he used was.
Make a spellcraft check.
And then if I fail, then I will most likely try to ask Cookie.
Yeah.
That is a 36.
It's a level 6 spell.
Okay. In which case I stand up, take my arrow, and I summon my arcane magic at the tip of my arrow, and I point it towards Alan, but kind of aim it to the right, so I just hit the chrysalis. I'm going to be using Dispelling Strike with 6 points, so I can dispel the chrysalis.
Okay. Make a
We need to get him out of there. Oh yeah, I need to make the attack first. So
Do we know if we need to get him out of there? I mean, Cookie's the one that put him in there.
It's a thing. I'm just imagining what's gonna happen when he rips open a chrysalis before it's done.
oh oh shit. Okay.
You hit him.
Henry's gonna come out as a skeleton, and I want that to happen so bad. I want Henry to become undead
Okay,
now because of this.
You're subject to the targeted dispel magic using the Magus's level as the caster level.
All right, make a cost level check to try and dispel Cookie's spell. I'm going to use a jinx point to complicate things.
Hang on.
I did. And OG, I want to
Caster
point this out.
level.
I'm not mean, okay? I give fair,
So 15 plus the d20 then, I think, right?
It's it should be right. So just FYI, I'll always have 3 different tiers. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, that's fine. I always have 3 different tiers of GM warning. The first is the general, are you sure? The second tier, right, is if I recap what you've said to me, like if I'm repeating it to you, that's because I'm just making sure that I haven't misheard you, because this is going to be so bad. I need to just be certain that I didn't misunderstand. The third tier and the utmost tier is where I'll just turn around and say, no, you cannot do this. You will die. Your character is aware of this enough. That is the 3 tiers. Neil lives on my second tier. So as you do manage to hit this thing and dispel the chrysalis, it explodes as this sort of translucent goo just erupts in a 5-foot area, coating everyone. As anywhere, as you can see, Henry was in the middle. As this happens, Henry, can I get you to make me a fortitude save, please?
Uh-oh.
For shits and giggles, can I choose to fail?
You may. As this happens, roll me a d4, please.
We do it for the memes here.
That's pretty good. All right. You have taken 1 point of charisma damage. Your face has not been fully set, and it is partially melted. One of your eyes is a little bit buggy, and, like I said, it looks like, like this, like, putty that's, like, sort of come out of the oven too quickly, and it's just kind of droopy a bit before it's set. Everyone's covered in goo. Cookie goes, what in tarnation? Oh, God, come on, man.
Sorry, we got him back now.
What? I could have just dispelled it.
I thought it lasted a week.
It does if you need someone fully freaking, restored and all that.
Oh.
It just also protects them. Jesus. Oh my God. Your face. I think it would be sick.
It's not like yours is much better to look at.
Now, I'll just have you know, right? As far as like imps and hellites go, Cookie's doing a bit of all right, you know. Let me tell you about this one time. Met this
No.
large gator head lady. Whoo boy. Took her for a death roll, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez.
Cookie loves Cajun.
Didn't need that image in my head.
Cajun cookie.
Vectron, as you hold in your hand the crown, it seems to have faded ever so slightly. It looks duller and more like just a hunk of ice as opposed to the magic crown you were holding a moment ago.
Oh God, I don't know much about magic, but that's probably not great. I'm gonna go ahead and put this away in a pouch, and hopefully it's
Okay.
still gonna work later.
Well, you can use it now if you would like, but because I mean, just.
Will it use it to? Will it heal Alan there?
No.
With the Baba Yaga.
With the Baba Yaga.
The
Oh,
the
yeah,
doll.
Yeah. Let's do that then.
Which I think
Alright.
I
Do that
have,
now.
so yeah.
All right. You place the crown on the floor, and as you take out the Baba Yaga's little Marashoka doll, you place it in the crown. You close your eyes, and you hope the crown begins to glow, and you watch as the energy start to drain out of it once more, pouring into the doll as fast as it can. The crown eventually turns to ice and shatters. But that is where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh.
And we will come back next week to find out if there was still enough magic to break the seal on the Baba Yaga's hut.
If not, sorry guys. My
If
bad.
not, yeah, sorry, GG. But Cookie's alive! Yay!
Yay!
And so is Makar. Yay!
Yay!
And so is Private
So is
Alan.
Alan.
Yay!
No.
What?
Also,
Did she just boo?
No, I said for now.
for now.
Oh.
All right, yeah, that's true. And we also got to see freaking Kichiro. How cool was that?
Yeah.
So
was
can we
pretty
give
awesome.
can we give a quick round of applause? Kyrie and Kalindria and Lucas, freaking amazing thing today. You guys did so good, guys.
Hey.
And also for
Oh,
Marcus
Thank you.
for being such a good sport, being in a shell. Lots of tiny little funny moments that I really appreciate. I know we didn't get to do anything too exciting, but you know what? I thought it was really funny having crotchety old grandpa Henry Allen yelling at the grandkids, having you kind of have those like little conversation with the little spider dude. I feel like I've learned a lot about Henry today.
Now he's gonna be an old bastard.
He's gonna be an old bastard.
Old bastard with a weird face.
No, that's true. That's true. No. So
Henry also doesn't know that his face is fucked up. Like he's gonna find a mirror and see it, and he's gonna immediately go, Makar, what the fuck did you do?
well, actually, you'd probably blame Cookie first.
Oh yeah, fair.
I mean, Cookie did put you in the chrysalis. So I mean, fair.
It's not my fault for once. Yay.
That is true. That is true.
Same for me. Except I did get him out of there, so.
That is true. That is true. And I did use, by the way, that was what I used the Jinx point for. I used it to do the mutated face thing. Also, we are playing the Pride card from before, because the whole scene in which the warriors were attempting to stand up to invite Kichiro into their fold was a scene for the warriors' pride. Like, do you wish to keep fighting or do you wish to be at rest? That was what inspired that one. Because I thought about Pride being like the queen, like being prideful and stuff, but I was like, she was kind of already prideful beforehand. But I really did love the Kichiro thing, and I think that's what inspired the second bit. So there you go. All right, well, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. You are fucking amazing to all the people, new followers, old followers, and everything in between. It has been a true pleasure getting to spend time with you tonight, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Before we sign off, we have, of course, another DAG formation for you. The DAG formation for the day, I think this is an important thing to walk away with as well. I think sometimes we tend to put a lot of stock in the things that we have to say and the things that we have to do. If we are not saying, doing, or interacting, sometimes we can feel incomplete because maybe we feel like we need to be contributing more. But sometimes, and this goes especially to the men in the audience, because I'm sorry, we do this all the time. Sometimes people don't need an answer. Sometimes people just need to be heard. You can be wrong, but we want to be understood. And sometimes that's all that's required. The fact that I have such an amazing audience here listening to our stories and our silly little adventures, the fact that my players hang on these stories that we tell, you know, even if you guys didn't interact or didn't do anything like in terms of like engaging with the content that I make, I would still be truly honored to have you guys at my table, because I know each and every one of you appreciate me as a creator, me as a narrator, and you listen and you hear me when I speak about all this stuff, which is, you know, why I appreciate you guys and why I love doing this thing. So, yeah. So don't put so much stress on yourselves and on each other to be the person taking the center stage and having to do something and solve all the problems and stuff. Sometimes just being there is exactly what you're needed to be, and that's good. That's great, and it's plenty. Yeah, I feel that too as well, by the way. Like that's kind of one of those things that I'm just like, yeah, I get that too.
We
I always
appreciate you as a GM and a friend.
Aw, liar. Anyway.
That's right, though. Like, genuinely, I never stop talking and fucking promoting you at work. 'Cause we have a lot of
Aw.
people. We have a lot of people that come into the local game store and at my work who know me from the game store, and we talk about nerdy stuff like Pathfinder and D&D, and I constantly tell them, you got to check out this really cool Twitch content creator. He's Australian. He's really funny. He's really awesome.
See, I'm just, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And, I don't do much promoting, though I hopefully am going to change that in the next few months. But, I just love doing this stuff with you guys. And last year, I kind of realized I'd spent so much time kind of chasing the whole celebrity thing, that I was losing touch of what really mattered to me, and that was being here with you guys, having a good time and having fun. So that's kind of, I mean, maybe you've noticed like why you haven't seen me doing too many collaborations and stuff like that. It's nothing bad, no like sinister secret behind the scenes things. It's just, I want my attention to be where it is right now. It's here. I don't want my attention to be making graphics for promotions on social media. I don't want to be making shorts and animated videos to try and boost up my own ratings and stuff. I want to be running games and having these really cool encounters and being able to keep my imagination so free-flowing with you guys, because this is where I'm having fun, So yeah, thank you. The feeling is very appreciated, and I hear you and I accept it, because I'm not going to do the typical DAG Australian thing of being like, no, I'm stupid, I refuse. I won't.
I will do
I'm
that
awesome.
for you.
Thank you for noticing.
For me.
All right, we're leaving. We're leaving before I start crying. Guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week. We're going to be back here on Friday morning, Australian Western Standard Time, for the 7 Dooms of Sandpoint, where we join another group of individuals and, of course, the mischief maker himself, Neil, as we embark on another entire Pathfinder edition, 2nd edition adventure. And also, as a bit of a heads up as well, on the 14th, so next week, people, I will be playing a game with Quincy. Once again, we're doing a cowboy adventure. So that'll be over on a channel called Roll D5, and we're gonna be doing Dead Man's Ante. That's it. Ante is in like the bet, not Ante is in like your uncle and your aunt.
Your uncle and your auntie.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going with. So yeah, come be sure to check that out. I'll post links and stuff like that as things happen and stuff. But we all know I love cowboys and westerns and stuff, so that'll be great. All right. So as always, from us to you, until we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And as always, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.